All right, so hello everybody, welcome to this Mirasys webinar on this lovely sunny day. So here in very close to Munich, it is very sunny. We have no clouds outside, and but the temperatures are very low. So we are actually at -2. But anyway, a fantastic day to have a new webinar. So welcome everybody to this webinar about our video wall solution. So before we start, just a little housekeeping for you or homework for you. So if you have any questions during the presentation, so just let us know via this Teams tool, Q&A tool. So write your questions there, and also add your email address if you're logged in as anonymous, because it could be that I'm not able to answer your question because it's maybe too technical or whatever. So we would like to give you the answer later on, and then it does not make any sense if you don't have your contact details anyway. So, all right. So first of all, let me introduce myself. So I'm Udo Schneider, and I'm the Sales and Business Development Director at Mirasys. So I've celebrated my 8th anniversary at Mirasys. So let's say I'm the old guy here at Mirasys, and I appreciate that you are attending today to this webinar. What is the content today? So first of all, we would like to give you also some overview about our video management system and who we are. So I'm pretty sure that not all of you are attending our webinars since centuries. So maybe we have some newbies here. So in that case, we need to give you some small information. So I promise that I'm doing this very quick and not very dirty, but very quick and very short. So it will take 3 minutes or so. So if you can grab a cup of coffee, please do it very quickly so that you're not missing all the other stuff that we are presenting today. Then we will go through some use cases, why to use a video wall and how to do this, and also some major features, general features, let's say in that way. Then, especially for the technicians, we would like also to give you some information about the architecture, how it is designed, and technical background. And then surely we will talk about the licensing and hardware, the minimum specs of the hardware, so that you can also understand why we are saying, okay, it's very cost effective. And at the end, I have also, or Tapio, my colleague, has prepared a demo video, because I do not have a video wall here in my premises. So I have some servers here, but in my home office, there is not enough space to build up a big video wall. So in that case, we have used our video wall in our demo center in Espoo to prepare a lovely video for you, and we will show you how the video wall is working, how you can add information to this, etc., etc. And at the end, we will have a Q&A session for sure. Okay, let's start with some information about Mirasys and the video management. Video management itself. Okay. So, well, our video management and as well our company, we call us open, intelligent, easy, and secure. So, on one side, the team is open, it is intelligent. Surely, because we cannot do our work if we are not intelligent enough. But we are also easy in handling, and we are also secure. That means we are trustful in that way. But also the video management is called open, intelligent, easy, and secure. So normally a video management is for collecting, storing, providing data from CCTV cameras, and also from other related sensors or all the sensors that we have in the security system or in a business system. So that means IoT devices, alarm systems, etc., etc. So we are collecting, storing this data, and we're providing the data. We are providing also analytic tools for this. It is going more and more into data mining, etc., etc. So in that case, we have an intelligent system. About openness, I would like to speak in the next slide. Easy does mean that the system is easy to use, so very intuitive to use. So even if it is a complex system, it must be easy to install, to maintain, to configure, to admin, and also to use at the end. And then secure, of course, security is one of the major issues because we are working in the security world. So independent, if we are talking about stream encryption or a different login capabilities, everything should be contented in the software itself. Some words about Mirasys. So we are more than 20 years. I think 1997 was the birth of the company. So 25 years right now. Whoa, we have anniversary. Wow, lovely. Silver stars. And we are headquartered in Finland, in Espoo, in a technology center, very close to the technical university. And we have close cooperation with some technology partners there in the same building, as well as also with the university. So we give them also some projects to work on, so that we also spend some money and spend some time for understanding, okay, what future technologies could be useful for our video management system and for our customers. Yeah, and then some words about our customers. So I don't want to read it. So we are dealing worldwide, let's say in those countries where we have trustful partners. There are more than 40 countries right now in the world. And out of these countries, we are supporting, let's say, multiple different countries, so that at the end, we are dealing worldwide, let's say in that way. Okay, let's have a word about the openness of the system. So we have a Mirasys VMS ecosystem. We can deliver solutions for all kinds of vertical markets, for all kinds of industries, independent if it is the financial industry, if it is about city surveillance, retailers, ports, airports, casinos, military installations, or if it is a school or only a governmental installation. So in that case, every kind of customer is known by us, and also its requirements or their requirements are known by us, independent of if the customer is only delivering or if is only requiring 4 cameras in the system, in a single small system, or if he has multiple sites with thousands of cameras. It does not matter for us. He is getting our Mirasys ecosystem fully featured, one single software for all vertical markets, for all sizes. And if you see on the other side, all the integrations that we have done or that our partners have done for us, yeah. So you see also that it must be easy to integrate with Mirasys, and it is, honestly. So it is very cost effective, very easy, very quickly done. So we're using standard interfaces to communicate with third-party systems to get the data, so that we can search for the data, can create alarms, can trigger events, etc., etc. And on the other side, also we are giving very simple standard APIs to third-party companies like you see here PSIM solution, command and control systems, fast systems, advances, ESI in France, for example. They are doing the integration to control our system from their PSIM system to manage the cameras, etc., etc. So, and all this is very cost effective and very easy to do. That's why we are calling our system open. And honestly, back to the team, our team is also very open to understand your requirements, your needs. We are extremely flexible. I just want to refer to the webinar that I have done 2 weeks ago. So it's published in the internet under our YouTube channel. So if you're interested to see how our team is working and how the guys are looking like, so please go to this last webinar and check it out. Okay, let's go back to our AVM video wall. What does AVM mean? For me, it was very funny to see that it was called Agile Virtual Matrix. So a very attractive, very, let's say, agile matrix, agile video wall, or however you call it. So our video wall is really very flexible and also very, let's say, customizable and also expandable in that way. So it is a very cost-effective solution for you, and it can combine multiple cameras that are integrated. It can be connected to multiple different servers, recording servers, independent if they are locally recording or if they're doing, let's say, a site recording somewhere in New York or wherever they are, we can get the streams from every single recorder into the video wall. So there is a real-time situation immediately, so we can also do playbacks on that camera, on that system. And the very interesting part, it is an add-on framework. What does it mean? So it is part of the Mirasys VMS. There is no extra video wall in the video management system that you need to install, for example, an own created extra built video wall on a server with a special software, etc., etc. No, our video wall is based on our Mirasys Spotter, our user front end. So if you are talking about the controlling the video wall, or if you are talking about the displaying the video wall or the information on the monitors, on the video wall monitors, it is always the spotter which is sitting behind this or which is behind this that we are using. So in that case, no secrets, same features or similar features, no secrets, so smoothly integrated, no secrets. And that's very good. That's very interesting. So if we see some other solutions that are in the world, so there are a lot of video wall providers, and they're always, let's say, how to say, a third-party solution, and you need to integrate them, or you need to use their interfaces. Here we have an integrated system, completely integrated. Okay, the major features. So we have an availability on the video wall for a high number of videos. And that's very important. If you run this on a single spotter with, let's say, 4 monitors, you have a limitation depending on what you're doing with the video, with the client, with the spotter client. If you have some overlays there, what else you are doing? So you need to decode all this stuff. Maybe you're doing searches, etc., etc. So in that case, you need to have more performance than on a video wall. On a video wall, this is only related to taking videos, taking the plugins, decode the videos, and present them. So we have one customer, for example, who is presenting more than 110 cameras on one single monitor. It's very weird because you cannot see all the cameras, you cannot see details, but he wanted to do this. Customer is king. So we do it, and he is very happy with that. So if you have a high number of videos that you need to present to an auditorium, please use the video wall. And then we also have the capabilities to add or change the video hardware, display hardware for high frame or high FPS situations. When you do, for example, 60 FPSs, then we will recommend what, let's say, NVIDIA card you need to use, what NVIDIA card is really capable to do, how many frames per second on one single monitor. So we have tested this, so we know how to do this in that case. And then it really also comes to the end, what video card you need to select to run the video wall. Then collaboration, this is something that the video wall is not depending on. You have one single video wall in one single system, or in one VMS system. You can have multiple video walls for multiple tenants. In that way, the usability is very easy, as I mentioned, very intuitive. So it is very similar to use the spotter. If you can use the spotter, you can use the AVM operator console as well. You have alarm monitor control, map information there. You can use additional spotter plugins and present the spotter plugins there. You can manage the plugins, and you have remote control possibilities. That means also you remotely control the camera carousel, the content of this, to manage, for example, also PTZ camera, etc., 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 etc. Okay, setup alternatives very quickly. Independent of if you have a small control center, a large control center, if you want to use a video wall as a service, or if you want also to do just a simple remote monitor control, everything can be done with the video wall. And then if, for example, you're using also TrueCast, that means directly streaming from the camera, not via the server, but directly from the camera, then you can do this as well. So that means, for example, normally we are recording the stream on the recorder, and we stream from the recorder the same live stream to the users or to the video wall. If this recorder is failing, for example, is crashing, and you don't have any failover, then you can use TrueCast. That means an automatic switch of the live video streams from the recorder directly to the camera. This is what we are calling TrueCast. And this can be used also on the AVM, that you still have the situation awareness, but then you don't have any recordings anymore in that case. So except you have a failover, and then the failover is taking over. That's another story. But in that case, TrueCast is the simplest way to get always live data, even if the system is crashing. Okay, let's talk about some use cases here. So first of all, a simple control center. No control center is simple, but let's call it simple control center. You have a centralized solution. Maybe you want to have a standard video wall for this control center with 8/16 monitors. You have a certain size that you want to present there. You have maybe distributed recorders, distributed systems, and distributed cameras, like a smart city, for example. So I have done some smart cities projects where the recorders are maybe on some junctions in the underground. You have cameras there for the junction controls, multiple junctions to one recorder, and then the recorder is streaming to the center. In that case, you can use the video wall in a very simple way as well. So you have a centralized system, a centralized monitoring center, and you have one video wall. Very useful for small smart city projects, for maybe local transportation and let's say a main station, just as an example, a bus stop station or whatever. Or for, let's say, industrial areas where you have one single control center to manage the whole security of the system. So in that case, it's very simple and very cost effective to use in one AVM. More complex it is, for example, if you have multiple monitoring centers like in an airport. So you have different tenants. So you have, for example, the police, the border police, you have the custom control. You have maybe the security, private security there. So you have air traffic control, ground control, parking management, just an example. Then you have maybe also a railway station. So you have also the railway authorities there. So you have at least 8 different users, and all of them want to have a video wall for their control center. Police is saying, okay, we want to have 16 monitors, and we want to have those cameras and those plugins. The border police is saying, okay, we have to have those cameras connected to the system. And for example, we are using an own Mirasys system. In that case, we want to connect to. Then the parking management has different purposes. He wants to have, for example, better views, bigger screens, etc., etc. So in those cases, you can use our video wall system to establish multiple video walls with different sizes. You can manage them, each of them with one single or multiple operators, or you can have a super operator who is managing all of those in one single case. So absolutely independent video walls in one single system, managing the demands of different tenants, of different owners. Smart airport, smart harbor, regional country-wise transportation authorities, or worldwide centers, for example. So we have also some customers who are doing this. They have a monitoring center in New York, maybe some in London or in Paris or in Berlin, and then they're monitoring some countries, related or dedicated countries. So in that case, they have also these AVMs running. Okay, and then the end, this is my most liked use case. You just have a simple, let's say, building, and you have there some security guards in one room, 2 security guards who are managing the security of the whole building, and they want to have, for example, for the dispatcher, a simple overview, one single, let's say 60 inches monitor, 4K monitor on the wall to understand, independent of the operator, what's going on. So in that case, it is a very cost-effective solution. I have installed this. I personally, as a sales guy, have installed this already once at one single customer here in Berlin. And we installed, I think, a 65-inch 4K monitor on a video wall. And we had also these 2 operators there. They were fitted with 4 monitors each. We're doing the monitoring, managing, doing the tours, opening gates, etc., etc. And there was this supervisor sitting behind them, or maybe also the supervisor coming from time to time, and he wanted to have an overview. So then we installed this monitor in a very cost-effective way. So the security guards do not have any direct control. The video wall was automatically running, showing all the time the information that the supervisor wanted to see, and independent of what the operators are doing. And this is, let's say, the most simple use case that we have. And it could be sold like hell, because I think this demand is very often required. And here you can, for, let's say, low investment, give them a best of breed solution. Okay, let's talk about the architecture itself. So this is also very simple. So I'm taking my laser pointer, virtual laser pointer. Yeah, you see the red dot. So we have our VMS master server who is doing the management of the whole system, managing the access, etc., etc. And then we have our VMS servers, slave servers, or recording servers, however you are calling them. So they're responsible for recording the streams, sending the streams to the users, to the spotter users, to the video wall, etc., etc., and doing the analytics and also third-party connections. And then on the other side, you have your video wall here, 2x4 monitors, and you have here the operator console. The operator console is part of the spotter plugin or the spotter Windows application, so it's just a plugin. So it could run on one spotter client as well as on an independent server or independent client. And then we have here the so-called display servers. And this display servers, I'm coming later to this, what are the minimum specs of this? Each display server supports up to 4 monitors, depending on the hardware, the NVIDIA card inside. Could be also sometimes 6 monitors, but normally we recommend to run it on 4 monitors. So RTX 4000A, for example, is supporting 4 monitors. We have also display server who can support also with the graphic card 6 monitors, but the price for a 6 monitor support card against the 4 monitor card is so much more expensive that you can run 2 display servers, including an RTX 4000A, for the same price or for a lower price than the 6 monitor card is costing. Maybe this is changing in the future, I don't know, but at the end it is fact. So 4 monitors each for one display server, up to 4 monitors. So what is happening right now? So in the operator console, you manage the content of the display servers. So you manage all display servers which are related to this operator console, which you can connect to. So also here you have the user rights to manage the connection to different display servers. And then if the content is prepared automatically, if you select the camera here and drop it to one monitor, automatically the live stream is transferred from the VMS server to the display server and then to the screen. So, and that's very simple. So there is a passive spotter player or spotter client running on the display server managed by the operator console. And this is it. Nothing else, no secrets, just simple using spotter as a passive client and as an operator console plugin. Nothing else, no secrets, really. Okay, I'm dropping down this again. So laser pointer, let's continue to the next slide. Okay, so just having some architecture examples here. So as a background, we are using also Windows Monitor Manager. So you notice in the Windows operating system, you have this monitor manager where you can first of all identify all the connected monitors, and then you can drag and drop them how they should look like when you are moving the mouse from one monitor to the next, that they are in the right style or right design. Yeah, and we are using this to set up the monitors in that way, like you put them on the wall. So it could be here on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, 4 monitors connected to each display server, and you set up the design to 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see it here, yeah? What we are recommending, if you do this for the video wall for one display server, do it in the same way for the others. Otherwise, you're becoming weird, and it becomes a nightmare to manage the monitors. So use always the same design. Here on the right, on the left-hand side, you see two monitors only connected to one display server for whatever purposes, maybe an older NVIDIA card, or you have, for example, 4K or 8K monitors here that you want to run on this display server, and then you can maybe for some video cards, you can only run two displays on one video card. Same here, the same design, one on top, monitor 2 on the bottom. And then here, another playground or another design here. So 1 and 2, so 1 on the left, 2 on the right. So you have the same style, the same design on every display server to make your life easy. So as I mentioned, we are using as monitor design, how it is looking like, how they are placed, the video or the monitor manager of the Windows operating system. Okay. Let's talk about licensing. When I said in the beginning, it's easy to use Mirasys, it's also easy to manage the licensing. So all the AVM licenses are part of the master server license. So no recorder has any license for the AVM, no display server has any license, no operator console has any license. All the AVM licenses are under the control of the master server, and they're managed by the master server. So what does it mean? So we have one display server license for each display server for 4 monitors each. That means 4 monitors, 1 display server, 1 license. And if you have to add 1 additional display server, buy an additional license. And then the second license is the operator console license. And this is per concurrent connected operators, AVM operator console users. So as you know, you can, especially in enterprise, you can have a concurrent number of users. Here it is the same. Out of this concurrent number of spotter users, you have a concurrent number of operator users. It is not necessary to have for all spotter users an operator console plug-in license. So if you have only 1 operator console that you want to use just select 1 single license, and then it's independent of where you are using it. If you're connecting, if you're allowing somebody to use the AVM operator console plug-in, and he's logging to terminal 1 or to the client 2, he automatically is getting the right to connect to this operator console plug-in. Yeah, and then monitors that individual servers can control. Yeah, the system is for sure monitoring also the display servers, health checking, etc., etc. So you see also very simple in licensing. Divide the number of monitors that you have by 4 per video wall and buy the AVM display server license, and detect the number of concurrent operator plugins that should run, and buy this license, buy those licenses as well. And that's done. And then just put in the license into the master server and you can build up the system. How is it about the AVM hardware? So I have here an example. This is a Dell server or Dell workstation, let's say in that way, a small form factor workstation, which we are using for running the display servers on it. This is the same workstation that we are using as well for running the client, the Spotter client as well. So in that way, very cost effective, very small form factor, and very simple hardware. So you see here as an example, this is an Xeon W1250, or use a similar an i7 or so. Then we have 16 GB RAM inside. I would recommend really to use 16 GB here. Then we have an M.2 512 GB OS hard disk inside. So for the operating system, and then it also has a 4 TB hard disk. It is not necessary to have 4 TB hard disk inside. It could be also an SSD here, or it could be 1 TB 500 gig SSD, because we are not storing that many data on this. This is just to have one buffer or nothing in secret really. And then we have here inside an NVIDIA Quattro P1000 with 4 GB. It could be also an RTX 4000A. The RTX 4000, I think, is not available anymore, so the A is the new one. Could be an RTX 5000, 6000, 8000, whatever you want. Or if you still have a P200 or an older one, it is also essential. So it really depends on how many streams and how many frames you want to show on the display. Because what is happening? In the NVIDIA card, we're using the GPU for decoding all the videos. So the videos are coming, they are streamed to the system, to the client, as it is also with the Spotter client. And then they are decoded either by the CPU or by the GPU or by both. Yeah. In that way, it's the best way really to use the NVIDIA GPU to decode completely, so that the CPU is not doing this job and is not overperforming in that way. So we have lists, we have tables, we have knowledge about this. How many frames you can per second you can run on an NVIDIA card, on what video card for decoding. So please ask us. So also in future we will have also additional mass hardware that we will use instead of the NVIDIA cards to do the decoding. So this will pretty sure come soon in summer. So that we are also independent on GPUs. So we're using special hardware for this. But in that case, you see there is no secret behind this. And then there's an Intel 1 GB NIC or a 10 GB NIC inside. We would recommend to use an Intel, because in that case, you can really be sure that, especially streaming from multi-megapixel cameras with maybe jumbo packages, that you're not losing any iframes in that way, because they have special configurations. So you can set up the transmission and receive buffer much higher than, for example, with Broadcom cards, or you can enable jumbo package. You can set up the interruption moderation rate to extreme, so that you can be sure that all the iframes are coming through. This is happening very often, that we are requesting, oh, I'm seeing that there is for 20 seconds no video recording or no video streaming in that way, because they are losing iframe and the system is waiting for the next iframe to continue with the streaming. So in that case, use Intel cards. This is highly recommended in that way, not to run into this trouble. Yeah, so you see also here very cost-effective hardware. So it's not necessary to have a server here, really. No high performance hardware. So it's very simple standard hardware that we are using for firing the video wall. Okay. Demo. Now let's come to the demo and let's see what we can do. So this is as I said, a video that I have slowed down a little bit so that I can better explain the content of this. So this is done by Tapio, my colleague, and thank you, Tapio, for doing this. Very much appreciated. It's better than to have here a video wall in my 16 square meter office. Thank you very much. Okay, let's start with this. Okay, let's start the video. Sometimes I will stop it to explain something. Yeah, nice intro. Welcome to the video AVM presentation or demonstration. So first of all, we want to show you the operator console, how this is working. So how to add opening the AVM operator console and how to manage the monitors connected to the AVM operator console. Let's see. Okay, you see here now, this is the Spotter client application, and you see now that we have opened the operator console as a plugin. So you can add now virtual monitors here. So you enter the IP address of the display server. Then there is a standard port that we're using, and you're using also the monitor number that you have inserted into the Windows monitor management. You can do this here with the second monitor as well, with the third monitor as well. You see the same IP address, the same display server, and then it's done. Then you say accept. If you have now, for example, additional virtual monitors or additional display servers, you can continue with that as long as you have display servers. And then also the look and feel here, how the grid of this monitor setting is looking like. You can adjust this to how it is looking like on the video wall itself, so that you are, let's say, not losing any control of this. You can do whatever you want. Okay, let's continue in that way. You see monitor 1, monitor 2, monitor 3, monitor 4. So here now we don't give any clue how the monitors are designed in that way. You will see it later on that they are in a different style because it's a very simple video wall. So how to save the connected monitors to the layout? So it is not necessary to do the work all the time if we are closing the operator console and we want to reopen it. So then we do it in that way that we are creating a new layout, or we're saving this as a new layout in that way that we are opening the layouts, giving them a name or giving it a name. Yeah, he's typing in AVM monitor empty layout, and then he also can share it. We can schedule it. You see here also the scheduling, or you see the sharing. So sharing with other users. Yes, and then we say save. Sharing is also very important in that case because we are sharing the same layout with the display server. Not to forget. Then we are opening the layout and fill it with cameras. That's the next step. Yeah, we're going to the layouts in the Spotter application. Going to my layouts, or you see also here shared layout. And then we are double clicking on the layout. So it's opening the layout automatically. And this is also connecting directly to the monitor. You see here, you have seen here that it was connecting to the monitor. So now we can select cameras. What you will see right now is on one side, on the left-hand side, the picture of the monitors. And on the right-hand side, the operator console. You see also here the monitors. So this information is connected via TeamViewer. And you see here the layout. You see also that we don't have given any attention to how the layout is looking here, but you can change this as well. So it's looking in the same style like here. And then we just click on the monitor here on the operator console. We're doing this with monitor 3 right now. Yes, and then we select the cameras or double click on the cameras that we want to see here. Now, come on, yeah. That's really the tricky thing. If you reduce the speed to half speed of the video, so normally the video in some cases it was too fast and in some cases it was too slow. So in that case, because Tapio is using this to do some explanation on this, so there is also some sound normally, but I'm doing this by myself, so sometimes I'm too fast in that way. So now he's also selecting the fourth monitor and putting some contents into the fourth monitor. I'm saying sorry for that, but that's the fact if you are not doing a live demo in that case. Okie dokie, so 4 monitors are filled and you see also here the reference pictures and you see here the live pictures of these video streams. So controlling the device tabs. The interesting thing is that this, because we are using Spotter application on the display servers as a in a passive mode, we can use also on the displays also multiple tabs and switch between the tabs. So this is something that he is doing right now. So he has switched the tab here. So we have now a tab here because the picture was frozen. He's refreshing this right now, or he's doing a refreshment so that it is coming up via TeamViewer. So TeamViewer was stopping here. Losing connection. Nothing is perfect. there. Okay. Okay, sorry, my mistake. Let's jump a little bit forward. So he's now selecting this, yeah, and yet he has refreshed this right now. So you see now that this is now changed. What you see here as well, that we have some privacy mask here as well. So also just an example, facial blurring or moving object shading and privacy mask can be also enabled and disabled here. And now he's really changing all the changing the tabs, using different tabs, and so is switching automatically over the look and feel of the content of the video wall. Yeah, it's changing right now there. So he has now a blank layout here. So it's switching right now. If you can see, yeah, in some seconds right now. Yeah, lovely. And he's doing this also with the force monitor. Yeah, he's now switching to 4x4, and it will take a little bit of time. Yeah, here it's really depending on the network, honestly, how fast it could be. Normally this is immediately. So he's switching the layout again. And what he's doing right now is, and this is the next step, he's opening one plugin. You see here the camera audit. Yeah, so also the plugins can be displayed right now, or he's changing now to a camera carousel here. So he has installed a camera carousel here. Yeah, and what he's doing as well is also changing to alarm management. So what he's using here right now is, for example, a camera. Come on, click on it. Yeah, opening the camera. And then as an example, here's also an alarm view, so that, for example, alarms popping up automatically. So in that case, you see here right now, there's an alarm pop-up. Yeah, so if there is an alarm, it is automatically popping up. So you really can change it in whatever style you want to do this, with all the features that you have here right now. Okay. So next step is really controlling plugins. So as I said, we have all the features, or most of the features that we have in Spotter application, we have also available here. So that means if we go, for example, to camera, so we have on one side the camera grid. So you can manage the camera grids, how the camera grids should look like, and you know this automatically. It could be customized, it could be the predefined ones or automatically. Then you can disable and enable to show the alarm list as a next step. That's what he's doing now. Also very important. Per tab. And then at the end, you can also open some plugins or add some plugins to the tab. So you have here activity map, alarm view, alarm pop-up, easy LPR, camera audit, carousel, diagnostics, incident reporting. You see all this stuff here. You're very familiar with this. Profile map, person search, storage locker, watchdog event search, web browsers, etc., etc. All of this could be displayed to the video wall as well, and the content can be managed by the operation console. Yeah, that was let's say a quick overview about the AVM. And we are coming right now to the Q&A session. Okay, let's see if there are any questions right now. Yeah, there was one early questions, I guess. So about the hardware, what kind of servers do we need? I think, Tom, this was answered. So it is just the workstation that we need. And I think the major part of the workstation is really the NVIDIA card or the graphic card. That we are using. So all the performance is done, or most of the performance is managed by the graphic card. So there is no really big server required for this. Of course, if you want to use, for example, dual cards or double cards, 2 cards in one single server, then we need to talk about the server itself and need to talk about if this is usable or not. But normally a standard workstation with a, let's say, NVIDIA card inside is the best and most cost-effective way. Okay, then there was a second question. You mentioned already that also a monitor of a PC can be recorded. Is this true? Yes, we have drivers for recording a monitor of a PC or of a laptop that is installed on the PC and is using or is handling the monitor as a camera resource. There's also a company in UK who is providing a similar driver, a generic driver, let's say in that way, which is giving you multiple resources per PC. So you have, for example, a camera inside the PC, or you have an add-on camera, a Logitech camera that you're using. You have the monitor or 2 monitors or 3 monitors or whatever on one single PC. And you have other resources, for example, which are connected to the monitor, which gives you video information. And this plug-in or this driver is installed on a server and can give you this as an on-with camera that you can integrate into our VMS. And as I said, the advantage is really if you have, for example, documentation PC, and you want to show this to the control center for giving them additional information in a situation, in a special situation or an incident, then it's also recorded, or it could be also recorded as a camera, so that you can understand afterwards if you're reviewing the situation and how we behaved, if there could be any improvement, what has been the content of this monitor, what has those guys done. And this is a very good advantage that you have. So normally you don't have this information anymore. If you just put a Word or if you put a web browser on this, with this monitor recording, you have the content recorded all the time. Okay, is there any other questions? Let me check. I know that it's taking some time if you're setting new questions or if you're writing new questions. Pricing. Pricing of the licenses. In that case, please contact us or please contact our partners. But I can tell you that our licensing and also including the hardware, including the monitors, standard monitors, is pretty much cheaper than a big video wall that you're buying from a third-party provider. So in that case, I can tell you this is, even if you're using only one single 4K or 8K monitor, it is extremely cost-effective and saving a lot of money by having, let's say, nearly the same features, nearly the similar features and usability that you have with third-party video walls. By having also the advantage, this is an integrated system in Mirasys. It's part of the Mirasys VMS. There is no additional software that you need to install, no additional system that you need to connect in that way. So in that case, very easy to use, very easy to install. Okay, I think all questions are answered. Then at the end, I say, hey, thank you for attending our webinar. Thank you for your patience, and I do hope it gives you a lot of information. It gives you, let's say, a lot of ideas and a lot of rethinking who, as a customer, could be a future AVM user. And if you are a customer, we may have given you the idea how to solve your problems, how to improve the usability of your system. If you want to have more information, if you want to have a quote, or if you want to talk in detail about your ideas, don't hesitate to contact us at any time. We're open for discussion. We are open for giving you additional information. We are open for giving you or discussing with you also additional requirements, no issue. And if you have also, let's say, comments to this presentation, comments to the webinars, or in general comments to the contents of webinars, what are your ideas? What should we present to? Or if we should it faster, shorter, or whatever. If you have any critical comments, just let us know. Let me know, because I'm living for this to make it easier for you, to make it easier for me as well, and to make it attractive for you. By the way, this video is recorded and will be presented in the next, let's say, 2 days on our YouTube channel, that you can share it with your end customers, with your potential end customers, or with your colleagues. And I would be happy to stay in touch with you. In 2 weeks' time, we have another webinar with a new topic. Hope you are getting interested into this. Just check our homepage with the scheduled webinars. So very attractive contents. And I'm really happy and glad to see you soon, to hear you soon. Take care. All the best. Stay healthy, stay safe, and see you next time. Bye-bye.